Welcome to What the Tech, the show that cuts through the hype and just gives you the tech news you can actually use. So let's get right to it. Have you ever looked at your paycheck, a good one, maybe even six figures, and still felt this knot in your stomach about your job security? If that sounds familiar, trust me, you are not alone. There's a weird feeling out there right now, this disconnect between what our bank accounts say and how secure we actually feel. Well, there's actually a name for this. It's called a Vibecession. It's when a lot of people feel pessimistic about the economy, even if the official numbers look kind of stable. But here's the twist for 2026. This time, it seems to be hitting high earners the hardest, and that's new. So let's dive into part one and figure out what's causing this white-collar chill. Because it is more than just a vibe. Believe me, there are some real numbers behind it. Okay, check this out. According to Morning Consult, economic sentiment, basically how confident people feel, has dropped by more than 10% among households making over $100,000 a year. And that's happened just since late 2025. This isn't just a hunch, it's a huge, measurable drop in confidence from the very people who spend the most in our economy. And here's the really important part. In the past, when we've seen high earners get nervous, it was usually because the stock market was going haywire. But not this time. No, this anxiety is coming almost entirely from one place, the white-collar job market. I mean, just look at Amazon. A perfect example. They've cut something like 16,000 corporate jobs. And what's their official reason? They're pointing straight at a big shift towards AI and the need to be more efficient. And you know what? We're hearing that exact same story from big companies all over the place. Which, brings us right to the heart of the matter. In part two, we're going to look at what's being called the AI whiplash. This is the real why behind all this anxiety. This quote from John Lear over at Morning Consult, he just nails it. High alert. That's exactly what it feels like, right? You're constantly watching the news for the next big layoff announcement, always wondering if that new AI tool is going to make your job obsolete. It's exhausting. And this is the whiplash. Imagine this. Your boss says, hey, this new AI is going to make us so productive, we probably won't need as many people. And then in the very next breath, they say, by the way, you need to become an expert in that AI, like yesterday. It's this completely conflicting, super stressful message. So what you end up with is this doom loop of anxiety. The very technology they're telling you is your key to success is also being framed as your potential replacement. If any of this is resonating with you, tell us what you think in the comments. And hey, while you're there, if you're getting value out of this, a like and a subscribe to What the Tech would be awesome. Okay, so we've broken down the problem, but this is What the Tech, so now we get to the most important bit, the news you can actually use. Part 3 is your practical playbook for handling this new world with a bit more confidence. The trick here is to be proactive, not reactive. So number 1, reskill with focus. Don't just take some random intro to AI course. Find the AI tools that actually apply to your job and master them. 2, document your impact. I mean, relentlessly. Keep a list of how you're using these tools to save the company time or money. I cut report generation time by 20%. Sounds a whole lot better than I know how to use AI. 3, network strategically. The tech giants are getting lean, so look at smaller firms or booming sectors like health tech. Your skills are probably in huge demand there. And finally, number 4, shore up your finances. A 3 to 6 month emergency fund, that's not just a safety net, it's power. It gives you the freedom to choose your next move instead of having it chosen for you. All right, so to help you stay ahead of the curve and turn that anxiety into action, here are the key things you should probably be watching. Keep an eye on 3 things. First, something called the Conference Board's labor market differential. It sounds complicated, but it's really just a simple measure of whether people think jobs are plentiful or hard to get. If that gap narrows, it's an early warning. Second, keep reading those Morning Consult reports we talked about. They're a direct line into what your peers are thinking. And of course, the obvious one, watch the big corporate hiring and layoff announcements. They're often the first sign of a bigger trend. And that leaves us with one final pretty big question to think about. As all these companies restructure, is AI really the reason they're cutting jobs? Is it fundamentally changing how work gets done? Or is it just becoming the new convenient excuse for old-fashioned cost-cutting? I'd love to know what you think. Drop a comment below. Thanks for tuning in to What the Tech. We'll see you next time.